Hey guys, this is TechMaster2133 here again today, and I haven't done a review video in a long time, so I decided I'm going to do a review on the Asus K55N-DB81 laptop that I bought just over a year ago because it is its 1-year-old anniversary for me. So we'll go over the specs and the general stuff, ports, what it's got, for those of you that have not seen my previous video, and then we'll show you how it does with gaming now. So let's get started. For the ports and options, on this side you have your Kensington lock, the exhaust vent for the CPU, VGA port, HDMI port, and 2 USB 3.0 ports. Underneath of the front you have a 5-in-1 multimedia card reader, and on this side you have a DVD-ROM CD-ROM burner. I do believe it is a multi-layer DVD-ROM burner, a USB 2.0 port which has my Logitech USB mouse plugged into it, and the mic and audio out jacks. And if I forgot to mention it, the power jack. Now this laptop has seen, I bought this thing for college and was just going to use it as something that had a little bit of oomph to play some of the games I want, because I wasn't taking my desktop up there, and I still am a pretty avid gamer. So this thing's seen some very heavy use. It wasn't really meant to, but I have used it a lot. More than my desktop now, in fact. But on the inside, you get a webcam. I forget how many megapixels, but it's not bad. A 15.6 inch glossy display, which also isn't bad as long as you're in decent light. You don't notice the reflection too much. You get a full chiclet style keyboard, numpad and all. Decent speakers, they're on the bottom of the laptop in the back. It has the AMD A8 4500M quad core with the Radeon 7640G graphics. Here's the, if it'll focus, of course it won't, but yeah, so let's go ahead and fire it up. Oh, I also upgraded the RAM from 6 gigs to 8 gigs, so it'll run in dual channel mode because it helps out APUs immensely. But this is going to be just running on battery power, so fire it up. It came with Windows 8 on it. I put Windows 7 on it just because when I had Windows 8 on there, yeah, I liked it, but I wanted Windows 7 on there because that's what all my other systems ran. And then I found out that Microsoft had blacklisted the key that was embedded in the BIOS of this machine to activate Windows 8. It got activated once and it's blacklisted, so I can no longer activate Windows 8 without buying another key, and I kind of said screw that, so we're on Windows 7. And if you excuse me a minute, I have to go get my mouse because I forgot mine. We'll wait till this thing hits the desktop. The hard drive in this, I think I forgot to mention, is a 750 gig. I do believe it's a Hitachi drive, and it's a nice drive, but it's slow. It's 5400 RPM with 8 megs of cache, and it gets overloaded very easily and makes boot up times, as you can see, when the drive starts to get full. It's got about 360 gigs left, I do believe, and there's a noticeable drag on startup with all the games and everything installed. So, but I'm not going to put an SSD in it because it's just not worth it, not worth the money, because this drive is fine. I don't mind waiting for things to start up, because once it starts up it's fine. But I'm going to get my mouse, so I'll be right back. Okay, I got my mouse and we're booted up. So, first of all, let's go over the Windows Experience Index and show you what this thing gets. And it's just telling me it's not applicable when on batteries. That's nice. But for the processor, we get a 6.7. The RAM, we get a 7.2. The graphics, we get a 6.7. The gaming graphics is a 6.7, and the hard disk is a 5.9 for obvious reasons. But 6.7s for most, and a 7.2 for the RAM. That is not a bad score, not in the least. When most laptops that you buy, for what I bought this thing for, it was $449, and most laptops in that price range couldn't do near as much as this thing can. Let's see here, what can we start up? Let's fire up Lost Planet Extreme Edition, and we'll run the benchmark. Make sure this thing's sound is turned up. It's an old game, but should still be able to let's see. We have HDR on medium, texture filter anisotropic ×4, texture resolution's on high, model quality's high, shadow quality's medium, no motion blur because I think it's retarded. Effect resolution on high, effect quality is on high, effect volume is on low, lighting quality is high, display resolution is 1360 by 768. For some reason it will not go to 1366 by 768. Full screen vertical sync is off, aspect correction off, and multi-GPU is off. So once I figure out how to go back, there we go. Loading screens on this could be a bit redonkulous sometimes, so just bear with it. And keep in mind, we're on battery power right now. Hovering about Now this laptop sweet spot really is 720p. I like to run it higher than that. Performance does suffer a bit if you turn up the settings on some games though. Like this one, when it was at 720p, it was getting 50, 45 FPS, but in the scenes where there's a lot of particle effects, it dips into the 20s. So it's really what you can stand. Wow. This thing really isn't doing too bad. I mean, Lost Planet's an old game, but this is still a pretty decent benchmark. And keep in mind, we're still on battery power, so I'm not even getting the full performance. And I think it... Okay, it was looping the benchmark. But that's Lost Planet Extreme Condition, and you see how it handles that. And it was on pretty high settings. And most of the time it was in the 30-40 FPS range. And that's not bad at all. What else has a benchmark that we can run? We can run, I don't know how to get to it from Steam, the BioShock Infinite benchmark utility. Oh, I should mention, battery life on this laptop, when you're not gaming and you're in battery saving mode, you get about 3.5 to scraping 4 hours if you turn the brightness on the screen all the way down. Gaming, I was on a full charge, and you can get, on the standard 6-cell battery, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at best. So battery life in gaming really isn't that great, but it's okay. Because you're going to be plugged in while gaming anyway, at least you should be. I do not see the BioShock Infinite. Oh, there it is. Oh god, we have to wait for it to do this. This is a slightly long-winded video, and I am sorry for that. But, while we're waiting for that, games I have installed. Arma 2, BeamNG Drive, BioShock Infinite, first BioShock, Crisis 2 Maximum Edition, FTL, Sleeping Dogs, Sins of a Solar Empire, Silent Hunter 5, Remember Me, Race 07, Max Payne 3, IL2 Sternvik, The Walking Dead Season 2, Red Faction Guerrilla, Hacker Evolution, Uplink, Lost Planet Extreme Edition, Doom 3 BFG Edition, Need for Speed Most Wanted, the remade one, Medal of Honor Airborne, Space Engineers, and Mirror's Edge are just a few, and they all run flawlessly. I just finished The Walking Dead Season 2 not too long ago, and with it maxed out I was maintaining between 50 and 60 FPS, so not bad at all. Oh, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 10. That one's a bit demanding on the GPU side, but it still runs alright. Come on, Steam. Install that stuff. It's the first time I've run the benchmark utility on it. This laptop will handle BioShock Infinite on fairly high settings. We're just going to do medium and desktop resolution. And why is Spotify open? There we go. For the price, this laptop really is pretty decent. I can't complain. It did what I needed to do while I was at college. It kept me satisfied in the gaming area, and it's still capable of playing plenty of new games. Games I don't have installed, but I do have, is it runs Battlefield 3, on decently high settings. Runs Battlefield 4 on low to medium settings at about 35 FPS at desktop res, or 720p, either one. But I'm not sure what the price of this laptop is now, but when I got it, it was $449, and I couldn't have been happier. Now I don't have fraps going, so we can't see the frame rate, so we'll just have to wait until the benchmark's over with, if it tells us. I don't remember if it does or not. It should. The screen needs to go up or down. Looks a little funky on my camera, but as you can see, it seems to be running it just fine. And once again, we're on battery power, so performance is reduced a bit. Also keep in mind that my SD card in this camera does not capture at a very high frame rate, so it may look laggy in the video, but it's at least 30 FPS. You can kind of hear the CPU fan going. Let's see here. The max FPS was in the 40s, 30s, and some 20s, so that's not bad. The average was about 30. Not bad at all. But anyway, that is the long-winded, probably slightly boring review of the Asus K55N and what it is currently capable of doing. If you liked the video, let me know you liked it. If you disliked it, let me know why you disliked it, and give me suggestions for why or how to improve it. And have a good day. Alright.